Ferris Bueller's Day Off was once a dazzling symbol of youth and freedom in the 1980s. But behind that laughter lie stories that send chills down your spine. Accidents, illness, divorce, and lives consumed by fame. Some managed to keep their glow, while others vanished without a trace. Now, nearly 4 decades later, let's discover who they have become in 2025. Jeffrey Jones as Ed Rooney. At 40 years old, Jeffrey Jones transformed into Principal Ed Rooney in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986. A powerful yet clumsy man, obsessively and comically determined to catch students skipping school. The role made him world famous, turning him into one of the most beloved villains of 1980s teen cinema. But that fame was also the beginning of a long tragedy he would never escape. Born on September 28, 1946 in Buffalo, New York, Jeffrey Jones was a classically trained stage actor who received a Golden Globe nomination for Amadeus, 1984. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he shone in Beetlejuice, 1988, and The Hunt for Red October, 1990, establishing a rare style blending icy composure with dark humor. But after reaching his peak, his downfall was swift and devastating. In 2002, a scandal involving the exploitation of a minor led to his conviction and lifelong registration as a sex offender, destroying his career, reputation, and all pending film contracts. In the years that followed, he lived in isolation in California, suffering from severe depression and virtually disappearing from the screen. Acting offers faded, friends drifted away, and only his golden past remained. By 2025, Jeffrey Jones is 79 years old. He lives quietly, avoiding the media and making no public appearances. His fortune, once worth millions, is now around $800,000, mostly from royalties from his old films and a supporting role in Deadwood. Virginia Capers as Florence Sparrow. At 61 years old, Virginia Capers appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, as Florence Sparrow, a devoted, gentle nurse full of compassion. Though she only appeared in a few short scenes, she brought a sense of warmth and authenticity to a mischievous teen film. The role was small, but it made audiences remember her as a calm, kind-hearted woman amid the chaotic humor of Ferris's world. Virginia Capers was born on September 22, 1925, in Sumter, South Carolina. After the film, she continued to shine on Broadway with her role as Lena Younger in Raisin, the musical that earned her the prestigious Tony Award in 1974. However, life afterward was far from easy. As a black woman in a Hollywood full of prejudice, she often faced rejection and professional pressure, which took a toll on both her mental and physical health. Even so, she remained devoted to her craft, appearing in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Howard the Duck, and dozens of other works, becoming a symbol of resilience and artistic dignity. In her later years, Virginia Capers chose a quiet life in Los Angeles, spending her time singing and performing jazz. But age and chronic lung disease gradually weakened her body. Though she received many honors such as the NAACP Image Award and the Paul Robeson Pioneer Award, the spotlight could not chase away her loneliness. Virginia Capers passed away on May 6, 2004, at the age of 78, due to pneumonia. She was laid to rest in Los Angeles in a solemn ceremony attended by the artistic community. Her net worth at the time of her death was estimated at around $1.2 million, mostly from stage and film royalties. Larry Flash Jenkins as attendance co-pilot. At 38 years old, Larry Flash Jenkins appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, as the attendance clerk, bringing a lighthearted touch of humor amid Ferris's mischief. Though the role was small, his natural performance and sharp, expressive eyes made him unforgettable. It was the kind of supporting role that showed the persistence and passion of an actor who gave his all, even for a few minutes on screen. Born on May 10, 1955 in Long Island, New York, Larry Jenkins was a familiar face on American television. After the film, He appeared in The White Shadow, Finder of Lost Loves, and joined James Cameron's blockbuster The Abyss, 1989. Though he never received major awards, he was highly regarded for his charm and sincerity as a performer. Yet behind the spotlight, he faced the usual struggles of unstable contracts, career pressure, and financial uncertainty. More than just an actor, Jenkins was also a screenwriter, director, and founder of his own production company, Flashworks Productions. He poured his heart into inspirational religious films such as Pastor Jones and Don't Touch If You Ain't Prayed. However, his health declined due to heart disease, worsened by a sedentary lifestyle and work-related stress. He lived quietly, finding solace in music and faith, far from the stage lights he once loved. Larry Flash Jenkins passed away on April 25, 2019 in Los Angeles from a heart attack at the age of 63. He left behind his wife and son, along with an estate of about $700,000 accumulated from acting and independent productions. Ben Stein as economics teacher. At 42 years old, Ben Stein appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as the monotone economics teacher who nearly lulled his class to sleep with his signature voice. Bueller? Bueller. In just a few seconds of screen time, he created one of the most iconic moments in the history of teen comedies. That seemingly minor role made him a symbol of endearing boredom. Born on November 25, 1944 in Washington, D.C., Ben Stein is a rare figure in Hollywood. An economist, lawyer, writer, and actor all in one. After the film, he continued to gain attention with Ghostbusters 2, 1989, and especially with his game show Win Ben Stein's Money, which earned him an Emmy Award in 1997. However, behind the success came immense pressure from the public due to his conservative political views and controversial statements. Many boycotted him, and his television career slowed down. Still, Stein remained steadfast in his belief in knowledge and free thought, continuing to write and lecture, unafraid of offending anyone. After the 2000s, Ben Stein appeared in fewer films, focusing on writing books and financial investments. He was once fired from the New York Times for appearing in commercial advertising, but that setback did not defeat him. He continued to appear regularly on television as an economic and political commentator, maintaining his calm, deliberate, and insightful demeanor. By 2025, Ben Stein is 81 years old. He lives with his wife, writer Alexandra Denman, in California, still writing, appearing at public discussions, and occasionally reading humorous poetry to students. His net worth, estimated at around $10 million in 2025, comes largely from his books, investments, and television programs. Edie McClurg as Grace. At 35 years old, Edie McClurg brought to life an unforgettable supporting role in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the cheerful and loyal secretary Grace, who always burst into laughter whenever Ed Rooney lost his temper. With her curly red hair, radiant smile, and distinctive high-pitched voice, she became one of the film's comedic highlights, making audiences laugh every time she appeared. Edie McClurg was born on July 23, 1951, in Kansas City, Missouri. After the film, she solidified her reputation with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987, and voice roles in classics like The Little Mermaid, 1989. Her career was steady but far from easy. Hollywood often cast her as quirky Midwestern women or silly aunts, labeling her a second-tier actress despite her genuine talent and comedic brilliance. Her personal life remained quiet. She never married, choosing to live independently and devote herself fully to her craft. But in 2023, devastating news arrived. She was diagnosed with dementia, possibly linked to a head injury from an old accident. Her family was forced to place her in a Los Angeles care facility under financial guardianship. Occasionally, she was invited to nostalgic Ferris Bueller's Day Off reunions, though no longer lucid enough to speak publicly. By 2025, Edie McClurg is 74 years old. She resides in a specialized care home, sometimes humming along to movie songs she once performed in. Her net worth is estimated at around $2 million, mostly from film and voice acting royalties. Charlie Sheen as boy in Police Station. At 21 years old, Charlie Sheen appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as the mysterious young man in the police station, with dark eyes, a cold smile, and a rebellious aura that instantly captivated Jeannie. Just a few minutes on screen were enough to reveal everything about who Charlie truly was. Born on September 3, 1965 in New York, Charlie Sheen stepped out from the shadow of his father, Martin Sheen, to carve his own path. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he shot to fame with Platoon, 1986, which won the Oscar for Best Picture and solidified his status with Oliver Stone's Wall Street, 1987. From then on, Charlie became Hollywood's ultimate bad boy, a talented yet deeply troubled star. By the 2000s, he dominated American television with 2.5 Men, earning a Golden Globe and becoming the highest-paid TV actor at $1.8 million per episode. But behind the glory lay a world of addiction, violence, and sex scandals that shocked the entire world. Charlie's career collapsed in 2011 when he was fired from 2.5 Men due to arrogance, drunken outbursts, and attacks on producers. In 2015, he publicly revealed he was HIV positive, confessing that he had paid over $10 million to keep it secret. His health declined, his reputation crumbled, and his marriages to Denise Richards and Brooke Mueller fell apart. Alone in his mansion, he focused on recovery and redemption. By 2025, Charlie Sheen is 60 years old. He lives quietly in Malibu, occasionally appearing in small projects and talk shows where he speaks about his battle with addiction. His net worth today is around $10 million, mostly from royalties and investments. Now, Charlie talks less and lives slower. A man who has survived his own chaos. Jennifer Grey as Jeannie Bueller. At 26 years old, Jennifer Grey played Jeannie Bueller, the irritable, jealous older sister with a hidden depth of emotion. Though a supporting character in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she captured the audience's hearts with a performance that was both sharp and endearing. Jeannie was not just Ferris's rival. She was the emotional anchor that gave the film its soul, a mirror of teenage rivalry and longing for recognition. Jennifer Grey was born on March 26, 1960, in New York City, the daughter of Broadway legend Joel Grey. After the film, she became a global star with Dirty Dancing, 1987, earning a Golden Globe nomination for her role as Baby. But at the height of her fame, Jennifer made a fateful decision, a nose job in 1989. The surgery altered her face so drastically that even fans no longer recognized her. The result was devastating. Projects were canceled, fame vanished, and she sank into years of depression. The 1987 car accident she was involved in with Matthew Broderick, which killed 2 Irish citizens, left her haunted by guilt and trauma. She withdrew from Hollywood, returning only occasionally for small roles. In 2010, she found redemption by winning Dancing with the Stars, calling it her healing moment. In 2019, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, but was fortunate to recover fully. Though her career never regained its former glory, Jennifer found peace after her divorce from actor Clark Gregg in 2020. By 2025, Jennifer Grey is 65 years old. She lives in Los Angeles, writing and producing independent films, with an estimated net worth of $10 million. Though her beauty has changed and her fame has faded, she remains forever remembered as Baby from Dirty Dancing and Jeannie from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. 2 roles that made her an icon of loneliness, pride, and the lifelong journey to rediscover oneself in the unforgiving world of Hollywood. Cindy Pickett as Katie Bueller. At 39 years old, Cindy Pickett appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Katie Bueller, the gentle, graceful, and somewhat naive mother who never quite caught on to her son Ferris's mischievous tricks. Though her role was subtle, her warmth and calm demeanor brought emotional balance to the film, allowing audiences to feel the quiet, unconditional love of a mother amid all the laughter. Born on April 18, 1947, in Norman, Oklahoma, Cindy Pickett began her career as Jackie in Guiding Light and quickly became a familiar face on American television in the 1980s. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she continued to shine in the hit medical series Saint Elsewhere. Though she never won major awards, Cindy earned praise for her natural acting style and dignified presence. She married her co-star, Lyman Ward, who played her husband in the film, and their relationship was once described as a Hollywood fairy tale. However, after having 2 children, the couple divorced in 1992, closing a romantic chapter that had begun on set. Unlike many of her peers, Cindy chose to step away from the spotlight. She occasionally appeared in shows such as Murder, She Wrote, and CSY, Miami, but devoted most of her time to family and her passion for collecting vintage photo cards. Her life became a rare image of an actress who found genuine peace beyond fame. By 2025, Cindy Pickett is 78 years old, living quietly in California. She occasionally attends film panels and fan autograph events. Her net worth is estimated at around $1 million. Modest, yet enough for her to live comfortably and contentedly. Lyman Ward as Tom Bueller. At 43 years old, Lyman Ward portrayed Tom Bueller, the cheerful, easygoing father who proudly believed his son Ferris was the perfect young man. With his mild-mannered charm and innocence, he and Cindy Pickett created the quintessential American parents duo, adding warmth and humor to the film's family scenes. Lyman Ward was born in 1943 in St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, and began his career playing Tad Schatz in the pilot episode of Laverne and Shirley. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he appeared in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, 1987, and Independence Day, 1996, often in small but memorable roles. Ward was originally cast as Jim Walsh in Beverly Hills, 90210, but his scenes were replaced before the show aired, a professional setback that nearly made him quit acting. Yet with quiet perseverance, he continued contributing to film and stage for decades. Like his co-star Cindy Pickett, Ward turned on-screen chemistry into real-life romance. The two married after playing husband and wife in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, had 2 children, and divorced in 1992. In later years, Ward remarried but kept his private life discreet. He also became an author. His 2016 novel Fortune's Tide was warmly received by readers in his native Canada. By 2025, Lyman Ward is 82 years old, in good health, and occasionally appears in small television projects. He lives peacefully in New Brunswick, spending his time writing scripts and attending nostalgic fan gatherings celebrating Ferris Bueller's Day Off. His net worth is estimated at around $1 million. Alan Ruck as Cameron Fry. At 30 years old, Alan Ruck played Cameron Fry, Ferris Bueller's anxious, conflicted best friend in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. His performance captured the image of a young man trapped between parental expectations and the fear of growing up, becoming the film's quiet, emotional soul. Born on July 1, 1956 in Cleveland, Ohio, Alan Ruck was a stage actor long before Hollywood discovered him. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he appeared in hit films like Speed, 1994, Twister, 1996, and especially the TV series Spin City alongside Michael J. Fox, which made him a familiar face on American television throughout the 1990s. Yet it was Succession, 2018 to 2023, that brought him back to the top. His role as Connor Roy, the alienated, eccentric, and lonely eldest son, earned him Emmy and Golden Globe nominations and recognition as one of the finest supporting actors of his generation. Behind the success, however, were years of struggle. Alan faced career stagnation when several projects were canceled, leading to financial and emotional hardship. His first marriage to Claudia Stephanie ended in divorce, leaving a deep void in his life. But fate led him to actress Mireille Enos. They married in 2008, had 2 children, and Alan often says, "Family is the most beautiful role I have ever played." By 2025, Alan Ruck is 69 years old. Though his health declined after a car accident in 2023, he continues to act and attend film panels about succession. His net worth is estimated at around $2 million, mostly from television and stage work. Mia Sara as Sloane Peterson. At just 19 years old, Mia Sara portrayed Sloane Peterson, Ferris Bueller's intelligent, tender, and radiant girlfriend. Her classic beauty and dreamy eyes enchanted millions, turning Sloane into the ideal girlfriend figure for an entire generation. The role opened the door for Mia's entry into Hollywood. Born on June 19, 1967, in Brooklyn, New York, Mia Sara had already gained attention with her role as Princess Lily in Ridley Scott's Legend, 1985, starring alongside Tom Cruise. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she found success with Queenie, 1987, and especially Time Cop, 1994, which won her the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. Yet fame never truly appealed to her. Mia once said that Hollywood exhausted her with its stereotypes, and she decided to withdraw from the spotlight, choosing a quieter, more family-oriented life, even as her career was on the rise. Her personal life was equally eventful. She married Jason Connery, son of legendary actor Sean Connery, in 1996, and they had 1 son before divorcing 6 years later. In 2010, she remarried filmmaker Brian Henson, the son of the Muppets creator Jim Henson, and they had a daughter together. Mia rarely makes public appearances or gives interviews, spending most of her time painting and writing poetry. After more than a decade away from acting, she made a touching return in The Life of Chuck, 2024, delighting fans who were moved to see her familiar, gentle smile once again. By 2025, Mia Sara is 58 years old, living peacefully with her family in California. She may no longer be the dazzling 1980s star she once was, but she still radiates the same natural grace and quiet charm that made her unforgettable. Her net worth is estimated at around $1 million. Matthew Broderick as Ferris Bueller. At 24 years old, Matthew Broderick took on the role of Ferris Bueller, the clever, charming high schooler who dared to take a day off and live life to the fullest. This iconic performance turned him into a teen idol of the 1980s, embodying the spirit of mischievous rebellion and carefree freedom. With just a sly smile and a knowing glance at the camera, Broderick etched his name into film history. Born on March 21, 1962 in New York City, Matthew Broderick began his career on Broadway, winning his first Tony Award at just 21. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he continued to prove his range with major roles in Glory, 1989, The Lion King, 1994, where he voiced adult Simba, and The Producers, 2005, which earned him another Tony. Broderick became both Broadway's golden boy and one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces. Yet behind his success was the haunting memory of a 1987 car accident in Northern Ireland that claimed 2 lives, a tragedy he would carry for the rest of his life. The crash left him seriously injured and psychologically scarred. Though acquitted of wrongdoing, Broderick later admitted it remained a pain that never truly fades. Despite this, he rebuilt his life and career with renewed humility and quiet strength. Beyond his work, Broderick is known for his enduring marriage to actress Sarah Jessica Parker since 1997, one of Hollywood's rare lasting unions. Together, they have 3 children and often appear side by side at Broadway events, where Broderick remains one of the most respected stage actors of his generation. By 2025, Matthew Broderick is 63 years old. He continues to perform on stage, preparing for his upcoming Broadway return in Tartuffe. His estimated net worth of $45 million stands as a testament to nearly half a century of dedication to his craft. Richard Edson, as garage attendant. At 32 years old, Richard Edson played the mischievous parking garage attendant in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the man who secretly takes the Fry family's bright red Ferrari on a wild joyride through Chicago. With only a few minutes of screen time, his sly grin and wordless, rebellious energy made the brief role unforgettable. Born on January 1st, 1954, in New Rochelle, New York, Edson's career began not in film, but in music. He was the original drummer for the legendary band Sonic Youth, and later played trumpet for the groups Conk and the Offs. When he transitioned to acting, he carried the rebellious, underground spirit of his musical roots into every role. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, he appeared in acclaimed films such as Platoon, 1986, Good Morning, Vietnam, 1987, and Do the Right Thing, 1989. All milestones of Hollywood's golden 1980s era. Though never a mainstream star, Richard Edson became a beloved figure in independent cinema. He was known for portraying eccentric, offbeat, yet deeply human characters, a distinctive quality that set him apart. Beyond acting, he worked as a performance artist, photographer, and experimental musician in New York's art scene. Edson never married, had no children, and remained distant from commercial fame. As he once said, "I don't need to be famous. I just need the freedom to be myself." By 2025, Richard Edson is 71 years old. He still resides in New York, occasionally appearing in art films and performing improvisational music. His net worth is estimated at around $1 million, modest, yet perfectly aligned with his simple and free-spirited way of life. Del Close as English teacher. At 52 years old, Del Close appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as the English teacher, a small role, but one that brought humor and authenticity to the classroom scenes. He was not a Hollywood star, yet every time he appeared on screen, audiences could feel his charm and the free spirit of a true teacher. Born on March 9, 1934, in Manhattan, Kansas, Del Close was an eccentric but gifted artist, the mentor of legendary comedians such as John Belushi, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. He directed, acted, and co-founded the improv comedy school Second City, which shaped an entire generation of American performers. Though he never received major individual awards, he was regarded as the father of modern improvisational theater. But behind the spotlight, Del battled addiction to drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, vices that slowly destroyed both his career and his body. In his final years, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease left him in pain, cared for by friends in Chicago. Instead of prolonging treatment, he chose to leave the world on his own terms, leaving behind a will donating his skull to the Goodman Theater for use in Hamlet as his final performance. Del Close passed away on March 4, 1999, at the age of 64. His estate at the time was roughly $500,000, mostly from books and improv classes, as he had spent most of his earnings on his bohemian lifestyle and friends. His death was deeply mourned by the American comedy community, and to this day, the annual Del Close Marathon continues in his honor. Christy Swanson as Simone Adamley. In 1986, at age 16, Christy Swanson, real name Christy Swanson, appeared in Ferris Bueller's Day Off as Simone Adamley, the quick-witted student who humorously read out a long, rambling excuse for an absence, making the entire class burst into laughter. Though her part was brief, that single moment opened the doors of Hollywood for the teenage girl with a bright smile and intelligent eyes. Born on December 19, 1969, in South Laguna, California, Christy soon became known as the new muse of director John Hughes. After Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she rose to prominence through a string of notable films such as Flowers in the Attic, 1987, Hot Shots, 1991, and especially Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 1992, a role that made her one of the first female action icons of the 1990s. Yet the fame that came so quickly also faded just as fast. Several failed projects sent her career into decline, leaving Swanson struggling to hold on to her place in Hollywood. In later years, she turned to television, appearing in Early Edition and Grapevine, and gained renewed attention when she posed for the cover of Playboy in 2002. Christy's personal life was equally eventful. She went through a divorce before marrying figure skater Lloyd Eisler in 2009, after the two met and won the show Skating with Celebrities. They have one son, and she has since chosen a quieter, more private life. Though her outspoken conservative political views on social media have continued to stir controversy and criticism within Hollywood circles. By 2025, Christy Swanson is 55 years old, living in California and occasionally collaborating with actor Dean Cain on small projects while speaking at community events. Her net worth is estimated at around $2 million, a modest sum, yet a reflection of the determination of a woman who once reached the top and had the courage to rise again after the fall. 39 years have passed, and each of them carries a different destiny, triumph, loss, and untold secrets behind the smiles. Do you still recognize them? Leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe to discover more true stories behind Hollywood's legends.